Indeed, a very important visit by Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to Egypt. To shed more light about the significance of this historical visit, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Ahmed Mostafa, international relations expert. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I
Good
think.
afternoon to you, yes. Doctor, how do you see the significance and the timing of the visit by Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to Cairo?
Frankly speaking, it's a very significant visit because it's the first time coming, especially after the Cairo that was in Egypt until 2013 and the tension that happened between Egypt and Turkey. But the last couple of years, there were some sort of intensive communication between the two sides. The Turkish and the Egyptian side, started by the World Cup in Qatar, where the two presidents met via Prince Tamim, in that respect, by the inauguration of this Arabic incident, and it was a good coincidence, and it was good enough just to talk with open heart via this international event. Then they met one more time in the G20 recently in India, and the last meeting, it was at the Arab Islamic Summit in Riyadh in last November, and then Erdogan by himself started to talk and phone our president, Mr. Sisi, in last December. There were a lot of topics very important between the two countries because Egypt, Turkey, and Iran and Saudi Arabia, I think in the region, they are the most important countries in that respect. And they can form a good coalition to put an end for some issues, especially what's happening in Palestine, especially in Gaza and Rafah, because Egypt and Turkey can having more impact in that respect, and other issues, including, the Eastern Mediterranean, natural gas, of course, the illegal migration, the economic ties, the situation in the Middle East, how to reduce the tensions, a lot of issues that we can shed the light on in the next questions.
As you've kindly mentioned, Dr. Mostafa, that the visit is coming during a very critical timing for the whole region, as the situation of Gaza is in a very tense mode, and the negotiations which is taking place here between different factors and different elements.
The quadrant committee, yes.
Yes. So how that visit is important to the whole situation in the Middle East region, as well as the talks are still going on between the different security factors in order to try to find a solution for the very alarming situation in Gaza?
As I told you in the last questions, we have four countries that are the most impressive in the region. That is Egypt and Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. And all of them, they try right now just to have and propose the possible solutions just to salvage our people and our brothers over there in Gaza and stop any possible attack or genocide or more genocide that will take place from the Israeli Zionist side against our brothers in Rafah, as this unhinged Prime Minister Netanyahu said or alarmed before.
Yes.
Therefore, Turkey is very supportive to Hamas, as we know, the history of the relation. Therefore, they have some good tools in that respect and some long arms in that respect. Egypt as well, and both of Egypt and Turkey, they are trusted parties for our reluctance and our resistance represented in Hamas or Qassam or Jihad. Therefore, they will find the proper solution for them, and there are some sort of mutual trust between the reluctance and Egypt and Turkey. From the other side, and of course their existence, especially the President Erdogan, in this time coinciding with this quadrant committee that representing the intelligence of Egypt, Qatar, and Hamas and America in Egypt, I think it will facilitate a lot because the matter of the mutual confidence and trust between the two parties are existed. Therefore, yes, it is impressive, and more cooperation in between Turkey and Egypt. And I think the both sides they understand the tensions and the surroundings of the problems since a long time ago. It will facilitate and it will not aggrieve, of course, our brothers in Hamas. And we hear that yesterday the delegation of the Zionist intelligence already withdrew because they felt that the appearances were against them and versus them, not with them as they expected one day before. Because, you know, the Westerns, especially America or the Europeans, most of the time they are trying to impose the Zionist viewpoint without discussing with the Zionists whether it is applicable or not. And this is a very important point. Therefore, the existence of countries like Turkey, like Qatar, like Egypt, with the American negotiator is very significant in that respect, and will keep the rights of our brothers and will work on this truce as well as they are thinking seriously in the matter of having or establishing the state of Palestine. Of course, sovereign state for our Palestinian brothers as well.
Yes. Also, the President and Mr. Erdogan will discuss the means of pushing forward joint efforts which are aiming at enhancing the bilateral relations in various domains. What are the most important domains of cooperation here between both Egypt and Turkey, sir?
We have several levels, and as I mentioned to good side, already I wrote an article in that respect this morning. It was like a scientific article in that respect, including, of course, the matter of Gaza, as we mentioned, the matter of Eastern Mediterranean gas, because, you know, there are some parties now trying to jump in the Eastern Mediterranean, and each party wants to take some illegal rights for their own side, especially the Zionist entity. And what happened in Gaza, it was one of the most important issue in that respect, especially in the Eastern Mediterranean, because they want to usurp the rights of our Palestinian brothers, as well as they want to take also the Lebanese gas and the Syrian gas and oil from the Mediterranean Sea. In that respect, also the matter of the bilateral trade between the two countries, we already reached $8 billion US, but it is expected within this year to reach maybe $12 billion US, according to the expectations. Because here, for example, in my city, Alexandria, the most economic free zones for Turkey that exporting to the worldwide, Turkey and Africa and Egypt as a gate of Africa, and how to find a mutual, treaty or agreements in that respect, because also Turkey wants to have some footprint in Africa as well. It is they are existed, and it will be okay. Of course, the matter of Libya, because you know that before and during the peak of the tension between Egypt and Turkey, they were conflicted, because Egypt supporting one of the government and Turkey supporting the Tripoli government. Therefore, they will find a mutual interest in that respect, just to reduce the tension, because it's important just to reduce the tension beside Egypt, as well as the matter of Sudan, despite they have conformity in the matter of Sudan. Also, concerning the scientific research, artificial intelligence, digitization, we have in Turkey and in Egypt, the inflation rate is very high. And I already proposed if both countries trying to ditch the US dollars, and they can, for example, using like a third-party currency, or they can use their mutual currencies, whether the Egyptian pound or the Turkish lira, and that respect, which will stimulate more and more the tourism, the trade, and also will reduce the dependency on the dollar that made a sovereignty in the matter of the monetary, which is a very important factor in that respect. Egypt and Turkey, they already trying to develop the scientific research, and already we're having in the field of the health and the field of agriculture, there are some mutual transactions between the think tanks and the scientific research centers between the two countries. Also, the two countries, they have a very good digitization infrastructure, as well as artificial intelligence, as well as the startups. Why we don't think that we should have like a bull or like incubator for the startups and the promising companies that will stimulate, because the future economy now is depending more and more on the digitization and the startups companies and the innovative ideas. And here in Egypt, we have so far more than 700 startups, and that's achieving about more than $7 billion US. This is how the things getting and covering all possible sides of the cooperation between Turkey from one side and Egypt from the other side.
Indeed. Dr. Ahmed Mostafa, our international relations expert, thank you so much, sir, for your very precious input, sir, and always a pleasure to have you with us. Our dear viewers, indeed, a very important and historical visit by Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to Cairo. Earlier today, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the First Lady, Ms. Intisar al-Sisi, received the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and the First Lady at Cairo International Airport in Cairo. The President held a meeting with the Turkish President at Al Ittihadiyya Presidential Palace, which tackles a number of regional and international issues of mutual concern. Those include the ongoing efforts to reach a Gaza ceasefire agreement and to guarantee the safety of Gazans, in addition to securing the entry of humanitarian aid to the besieged Gaza Strip. President Sisi and Erdogan will also discuss means of pushing forward the joint efforts, which are aimed at enhancing the bilateral relations in all domains. Following their talks, the two leaders will hold a joint press conference and witness the signing of a number of cooperation agreements. Our dear viewers, that was our special coverage for the current visit by Turkish President Recep Erdogan to Egypt. We'll be back to you throughout the day for more coverage, so stay